The title of this exhibition evokes the power of flickering memories that are lurking. The silence of the volcano is latent. It is a symptom of what remains unresolved. Beneath the surface, memory persists, like a force that haunts both history and the present. El Silencio del Volcán is an exhibition that gathers 10 artists from Guatemala. These artists already in their practices are exploring the politics of memory in Guatemala. I was interested in exploring to what extent can archival and artistic practices contend with histories that refuse representation. I was also interested in exploring or examining if artistic practices and archival practices can hold unrepresentable loss and can also become sites for collective mourning. This archive started in 2007 when I made a trip to Guatemala to visit my family, and at this time my stepfather was contending for Congress. He had been fighting as a guerrilla member for 20 years, and this shift was something I found it hard to understand. So I started to interview former guerrilla fighters, and in this process many people started to open their boxes and some traces that they had managed to gather and to keep from those times. And they even sometimes offered me to keep them, as if today they didn't find a place for these objects in their life. Then I resorted to collect as many materials as I could from these histories. So all the works respond to a text by Capitan Ana, also a former guerrilla fighter from Orpa, which was one of the guerrilla fronts. And this text, I encountered it in a book that is part of the exhibition, which was published by a collective, Mayan collective from the south of Mexico called Taller de Leñateros. It's an object book, a magazine that they used to publish called La Jícara. And in this number of this magazine, they dedicated it to Guatemala's history, and there you can find testimonies from different guerrilla fighters. The text of Ana is called The Name of the Camps, and it narrates the names of the different camps of the guerrilla front where she participated. And these names do not refer to geographical points, but more to affective experiences or like significant experiences that they had as a group. And all the works respond in some way to this text. This idea comes from the conceptual basis of the research, which is the idea of infinite rehearsals of memory. So it's the idea that if we look and if we share memories of a same object repeatedly and collectively, we might start to see things in this object that maybe are repressed by dominant narratives. In the exhibition, I decided to include some of the materials of the archive, and they are printed in transparent papers and also kind of overlapping themselves in a way that the visitors can also like make some effort to look at the images. I also included, as part of the rehearsal of memory, the text of Ana, which I self-typed. Some of original publications of the guerrilla front where Ana was participating, which are in one single table, and they are all these like clandestine publications that were circulating at that time. In inviting these artists, it's not like I wanted to like share them my methodology, but it was the other way around. It was more like learning from the practices of these artists, how they are rehearsing memory in their own artistic ways, and how we can sort of share these ways of working with this very difficult memory and create more spaces for mourning now that there is so much grief in this world. One of the performances in the public program was named "No Archive Will Restore You," and the whole performance was about these infinite traces that our bodies carry and that are also archives of the history. And Marianne Hirsch talks about post-memory and how these traces are also transmitted biologically, but not only biologically. Also, if you're socialized in a context where you are transmitted traumatic events, you also kind of I don't know, absorb it or take it, your body takes it, no? So this idea of post-memory is important in the sense that people that are doing things from this perspective of post-memory, which are normally people that did not experience the violence in their bodies directly, they have like a very particular position because this distance allows them to approach the traumatic event in a different way. People from the diaspora of Guatemala came to the opening and approached to me and told me that they were actually very moved to see these artists, to see these works, and also, I mean, specifically, like, armed resistance can be also very criminalized these days, and so also a sort of, I mean, reivindication of the reasons why people sometimes have taken the arms, which is a narrative that sometimes it's very erased in resistance histories, especially in Guatemala. Which is a narrative that normally victimizes a lot, like it's very centered in victimhood, and erases the different ways in which people have organized, either with the arms, but also in very different ways, as a lot of indigenous Mayan communities have shown us or show us today.